So yeah, so today it's going to be on algebraic fractions. So we'll be talking a lot about fractions. Let's have a look at these quick questions. So explain why 4 plus 6 times 5 is 34 and not 50. So if someone asks you to explain that, how would you go? It just means what do you do first?
What do you do first?
Sorry? Yeah, so basically BODMAS, there's something called BODMAS, tells us that the thing we do first is multiplications before we do any of the add or subtract. So it's just a rule that mathematicians have decided. So division, multiplication is done before we do any add or subtract. Okay, so it's not that order. We could have written it as BOM-DAS as well. Doesn't matter. It just means multiplication and divisions. You can do them in that order, but when you've got only multiplications and divisions, like if I had only multiply, and a divide and a multiply, we've decided that they need to be done from left to right. Okay, but when it comes to multiply and add, we do the multiplication first. So 6 times 5, which is 30. So the thing I do usually, I just add these just to remind me what I need to do first. So 6 times 5 is 30 plus 34 plus 4, 34, and that's not 50. So the next one,
A squared.
so you just substitute A where you've got A there. So 4 square minus, and this time you put the whole minus 5 and you square it. So 4 square, that'd be 4 times 4. And we take away negative 5 times negative 5.
25.
Positive 25, yeah. Now, what is 16 minus 25?
Minus 9.
So minus to start with, yeah. And then you just put, you do the difference between the two, which is 9. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, the next question is, does x squared minus 121 factorize to x minus 11 times x minus 11? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Is it should not be a plus? One of them be a
Yeah,
plus?
that's what I was just thinking.
Yeah.
I just spotted that. It's like if you were going to get the minus 21, you should have a minus or plus a positive 11.
So basically, what you could say is the difference of two squares. When you've got a square minus b square, it factorizes as a plus b times a minus b. And that's why it's no. Or you can just say it should have been x plus 11 times x minus 11. It's up to you. But this is the explanation for it. Okay?
Yep.
So the cost of an iPod is £90, including VAT. How much is it before VAT?
Find 10% of it first. I think you should find 10% of it.
It depends, including that.
So try that. Try to find 9 to 10%. 10% will give you £9. Yeah. And then you said 20% will give you £18.
So that's your VAT figure.
So then it's just 19 take away your 18.
So if you do 19 take away 18, then you told me this was my price before VAT. So let's try it. Because what I want you to do now, whenever you're gonna have a problem, you're just gonna try the problem. So 19 divided minus 18 would be 72. So what you told me is this costs 72 before VAT. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yep.
Can you check it? If you add 20% to 72, do I get 90? So try it.
Calculator.
Because it's okay to give me thing that you think it is, but it's better to check the answer, because now that you know what 72 is, the original price, if you add 20% to 72, you should get 90. Otherwise, we need to think about this again.
I got a different figure. I got £14 and
Yeah.
40.
So
I knew. Aye,
10,
that's right.
basically 10% of 72 is 7.2. 20% will be 14.4. So straight away, you've got 14.4, you add that to 72, it's not going to get me 90. So somewhere, I've got something that didn't go completely right. So I'm going to show you how you could use algebra to solve this problem. Okay, so basically, you just say to yourself, if the original cost was X, yeah, and you've added 20% to X, which is 0.2. That's 20%, yeah? Your final price became 90. So now we've changed the worded problem into an algebra problem where you know that the original price plus 20% of that original price should come to 90, and what you're looking for is the original price, yeah? So how can I find this? Remember, what is X? We can rewrite it as 1x. What's 1x plus 0.2x?
1.2x.
There you go. So this is what you needed to do in your head. 1.2x equal 90. To get your answer, you need to do 90 divided by 1.2. So let's see what 90 divided by 1.2 is.
75.
It's 75 pounds. Okay. So now you've told me x equals 75. Now try 75 and add 20% to it and see if you get your 90. That means you've done the correct operation. So 75, 10% of 75 is 7.5. Time 2 is 15. 75 plus 15?
It's 90.
90. So you'll hear people telling you very quickly, whenever you've got an end figure, you want to know what the original figure is. They tell you, okay, you've got 20%. They tell you divide by 1.2. And you've always asked yourself, why are they dividing by 1.2? Where is that 1.2 coming from? So this is what they've done. They've taken the original price, they've added 0.2, which is your 20% to the original price, and they got the final answer. And this is where your 1.2 is coming from. It's the 1 plus 0.2, give me 1.2x equal 90. But you'd be surprised how many people make the same mistake you made. And do you know why that is? It's because what happened is, I've noticed quite a lot, when we get a problem, we tend to think, I've got a number, I've got another number. What do I need to do with those two numbers?
Yeah.
And it's got to be some sort of, oh, I need to divide it. Because 20% is 20 divided by 100 times 90. And if you had given me that 72 and you told me, but I'm checking my 72 and it doesn't work, then I would have said, okay, so let's try and understand where the problem is. But if you write 72 and you come out happy out of your exam thinking, I got it right, and if I ask you, did you check that it was right? Because it's quite easy to check to find out 20% of a value. So that's the attitude that you need to build into you, to always ask yourself the question, is there a quick way for me to check that my answer is correct? And I think you feel more comfortable by
So if that was
doing
30%
that.
or 40%, it would just be 1.3 or 1.4?
Correct. Because you'll do exactly the same thing. So if you get a 40% discount, if they tell you after a 40% discount, oh, I've increased by 40% the price, then you get that, then it's become 1.4. But if you get a discount then you take it away. It'd be minus 0.4 of the original price, for example. We'll see other problems. This is just talking about percentages, but it's just trying to write down using algebra. The problem would solve you a lot of the basic type problems that we see easily not solve. Okay. So that was an interesting problem. All right. So I hope, yeah, like I said, during my starter question, I'll always try and put small problems, but which makes you think, how should I, you know, react to do this? Yeah. So fractions. Today we're going to be learning how to simplify them by first factorizing. So we've done quite a lot of factorizing in previous topics. So hopefully we'll be able to use that. You'll remember the three types of factorization. So difference of two squares was one of them. Finding the highest common factor was another one. And the last one, when we were doing, remember MAM, or the two numbers that multiply to give me the last, etc. So those were the three types of factorizations that we've looked at so far. Okay. So let's say I've got a type 1. Type 1 is the simplest of the factorization. I think some of the previous exercise, the previous homework touched a wee bit. So we need to factorize basically 3x plus 6 in order to simplify this fraction. Because I don't see an x square, it's not MAM, or it's not difference of two square. It's got to be trying to find the common factor. Yeah.
3 being the highest common factor.
3, yeah. So 3 should come out. X plus 2 divided by 9. So basically you factorize the top. Now you've got 3 divided by 9.
9.
3.
Oh,
Yeah.
1 over 3, yeah.
1 over 3.
Yeah. So if I had said 9 divided by 3 is 3, but 3 divided by 9 is 1 over 3. It's a third basically. So my final answer should be a third. I've got my series starting. I find this on the web, what 3 over 9 is. So x plus 2 divided by 3 is your final answer. That's it. So in this case, you'd have put the brackets, but you don't have to, remember, it's just a safety for you. For the next one, I can factorize the top because I've got again 3, but have a look at the bottom. I've got two numbers that are multiply, yeah, factors of 5. So I can get 5.
Oh.
So
2y
2y plus 1. So it's very much a revision of what we've just looked at before we started the lesson. So now simplify 2y plus 1, 2y plus 1. 3 and 5 both are prime numbers. Nothing I'll be able to do with them. It just becomes
1 over 1, so it's
3 over 5. Yeah. Okay.
That's quite easy to follow. So it's different types that we have to be able to recognize.
Yeah. So that's why we spend a lot of time going through the factorization. But that is needed because without knowing the techniques in factorization, you can forget about algebraic fractions. People would tell me most of the time, oh, I don't know how to simplify these fractions. It's too complicated. It's just because they've not worked enough on the factorization part. But once you start looking at them and think, oh, that's why we learned this. That's why we were, doing so much of this. So type 2. This time I've got x squared minus xy. So I'm looking for a common factor again. And at the bottom, I've got 4x minus 4y. So you do it the way you want to do it. That means, what I mean by that is, when I see this, the first one that comes to my mind is, oh, I've got 4. Can I get 4 out? Yeah, 4 times x minus 1. They've asked me to simplify this fraction. So hopefully at the top, I'm going to get some form of a, x minus y.
Yeah.
And would that work? Yeah. So they're never going to ask you to do something without having already an answer for you. So the bottom bit that you found very quickly should be driving you to find the top one.
Mhm.
So if you had put, for some reason, I don't know, you forgot the x and you put a 1 minus y or something, ask yourself a question. 1 minus y, I can't simplify this. Somewhere I must have made a mistake. Or whoever put this problem ahead asking me to simplify a fraction, if I can't simplify it, why did he ask me to simplify it in the first place? Okay. So that's you now trying to get into whoever's putting these questions in place. So you anticipate the questions by trying to find an answer to it. And now you can simplify x minus y and x minus y. And that's x divided by 4. Okay. So now if you apply the strategy I just mentioned to the bottom one, imagine you had forgotten about difference of two squares, right? Imagine you could be in front of your paper, you forgot. But then you remember, oh, I've got 2y plus 1. Yeah, so the 2 comes out. Straight away, that y plus 1 is probably pointing you that there might be a y plus 1 at the top. And then you think, oh, yeah, I can see now. That y plus 1 is because I've got y squared minus 1 square, a difference of two squares. Yeah, so always aim to the one that some people see the difference of two square much easier than any other thing because that's what they've been revising a lot. So it's the same thing. Once you've got these two, you need to find one of these two at the bottom, and that tells you that.
Top line, I didn't spot that. I went straight in for the highest common factor, and I went. But then now looking at it, I'm like, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So I spotted it because then I went y bracket y minus 1, but that doesn't give you the minus 1. That doesn't. So you've got a difference of two squares. Yeah, I see that now.
Yeah. So
Okay.
just when you simplify fractions, like I said, if you find one of the two, it should help you to find the other one.
Yep.
And if you apply that as a strategy, then it should work better. And then you simplify the y plus 1 and y plus 1, and we just end up with y minus 1 divided by 2. Okay. Again, if you didn't put the brackets there, it's fine. You don't get penalized for it. So we've looked at factorizing in order to simplify. Now type 3. So we've done type 1 was the common factors. Type 2, a difference of two squares. Now type 3, so you're gonna have now to work your way into MAM and maybe something else, or maybe a difference of two squares, or maybe the factorize. So they could be all three mixed together. So again, if you're asked, simplify this fraction, you're gonna have to factorize the top and factorize the bottom. So now which one of the two is easier?
The
top one I did first.
yeah.
So if you want, but people find a difference of two square much easier. Yeah, so if you start with the bottom, you get x plus 1 times x minus 1.
Yeah.
So that should now tell you at the top, I need to have either x plus 1 or x minus 1.
X minus 1.
So 1 is already one of the two numbers.
Minus 5 and 1. Minus 5 and a 1. No, it might.
So minus
5
5
and 1,
and
but
1.
I don't know where I'm going with
Minus
it.
5 plus.
No, because then that would give
Oh,
you.
minus 5 minus 1.
Yeah, so minus 5 minus 1, which is, so if you type them, you get your plus 5, and minus 5 minus 1 is minus 6.
Right, so then,
so that's how you find that.
X minus 5.
So minus x minus 5 times x minus 1. So what I've said is I've used the one of the number at the bottom to find the top number, one of the two numbers, and it guides you straight away into what the solution is. And now you can simplify x minus 1 and x minus 1, and you end up with x minus 5 divided by x plus 1. Okay, so now I'm going to let you try the next one using that kind of strategy and see if you can spot the top one.
So a plus 1. I hope I'm right.
So I would start with a squared minus 4.
A minus 2 and a
So
plus 2.
yeah, a minus 2, a plus 2.
Bottom.
So the top, if you've only got positive numbers, it's going to be timing 2 positive. So a plus 2 is one of the one at the top. It can't be a minus 2. So 2 times 1
2.
gives me 2, and 2 plus 1 give me 3. And that's
Yeah.
you. You've got your answer. So it becomes a plus 1 times a plus 2, and a minus 2 times a plus 2. The a plus 2 and a plus 2 cancel each other, and then you end up with just a plus 1 divided by a minus 2. So the two numbers that multiply to give me 2 and add to give me 3 are 2 and 1. And I've got the first one from the difference of 2 squares. And that's why I keep saying to some people sometimes is when you've got to simplify fractions, when they ask you to factorize, you've got a better lead than if you've only got to factorize a quadratic on its own. Because at least you will remember one of them. Either a common factor or a difference of 2 squared will lead you to the next one. Okay. So I'm going to help you with a couple of, on the next one is just homework 1. So you won the page. So page 49, exercise 6A, question 3. One page. 6A, question 3. So let's try and do the first one. So I'm looking at the first one going 4x squared minus 4.
Nice common factor.
Common factor is 4. Yeah?
4x.
So 4x squared minus 1. So x squared minus 1 is a difference of 2 squared. So at the bottom straight away, I've got 4x minus 1 times x plus 1. So that means I expect something at the top to give me a 1. So two numbers that time together to give me 2 and add to give me 3.
2 and a 1.
That got
2
to
and a
be
1.
2 and 1, yeah. That
X
was one
plus
of
2.
the examples, yeah. So x plus 2 times x plus 1. And then after that, we can start simplifying. So the answer is x plus 2 times x plus 1 divided by 4 x squared minus 1. And then you do the difference of 2 squares. And now I can simplify the x plus 1 and x plus 1. And I end up with x plus 2 divided by 4 x minus 1. Brackets important. So I saw people penalizing people if you only put 4 open bracket x and forget the minus 1. Sorry, forget the bracket after the minus 1. Because that means the teacher can just put the bracket where he wants. If it puts it here, That's just 4x and it's different. So we really need to watch for that. Okay. So because this one is a homework, I'm going to do, maybe I'll do a difficult one with you guys so that at least you got an idea. So let's try and do this one, the last one. I'm going to put it in red because it looks a nasty fraction here. Yeah, a lot of students, when they see this, they go, phew, I don't even know where to start. But let's have a look. Okay. So what did we say? This actually got all three somehow. Have they? Yeah, let's try it. We're going to see all three type of factorization coming out of this one. First thing first, I've been given a set of numbers, right? We need to start now looking at numbers and seeing if the numbers are telling us something. What's 1 plus 2?
3.
What's 7 plus 2?
9.
9.
1 plus 2?
3.
3.
6. And then 8 plus 1?
9.
9. So you've told me 6, you told me 3, you've told me 6. They all go into which timetable?
3.
3 timetable. So the first thing first, you're going to have to get 3 as your common factor, not only at the top, but at the bottom. Yeah? So let's try that.
Yep.
So if I do this is equal to 3, but is there something else I can get out? I've got x cubed minus, yeah, 3x. So 3x time 4x squared minus 9. Yeah?
Yep.
At the bottom, I'm looking 12, 6, and 18. So I can go even further than 3 here.
You can go 2.
So the big, so what about, what's 3 times 6?
18.
18.
Equals
So
6.
yeah, I can get 6 out
You could, yeah.
to make it even easier for us.
And
Because if
x
I had
is
done 3, then I would have needed the 2 because I would have found all numbers were even. So 6x, and this time I've got 2x squared, because that gives me 12x cubed.
plus x.
Yeah, 2x squared plus x minus 3. And this is me being pedantic, but do I leave this bar like this? No. Need to get to the habit of making sure that we divide the whole bottom by the whole top. So straight away, I can say, oh, I can simplify things already. X and x will go. 3 and 6, this will become 1 and 2. 3 over 6 is just a half. So that's not too bad. First mark. Now I've got 4x squared minus 9. Oh, that is a difference of 2 squares. Yeah?
Yep.
So that is 2x plus 3 times 2x minus 3.
And what you do at the top affects the bottom.
Yeah. So basically now the top is giving me already a beginning of the answer for the bottom. And that's why I always say, try and do the easiest thing first, because the easiest sometimes opens up some
2.
other doors. So remember the 2 here, we need to remember the 2. And now we've got to factorize the bottom. And the good thing is, I know that one of them is going to be either 2x plus 3 or 2x minus 3. Yeah?
Mhm.
So I put the 2x and I put the 3. But I
need
don't
the
know
two.
if it's plus or minus yet.
Yeah. So you did 2 outside the brackets. Is that it? Did on this one? Yeah. Is that
Yeah, so
for?
this is the 2 that came from 3
Oh,
over
that's
6.
sorry. Yeah,
Yeah.
didn't spot that.
So we need to keep it.
Okay.
Yeah, we need to make sure that we don't forget anything. One, just I've didn't bother about 1 because 1 becomes an invisible
Mhm.
1 because it doesn't change anything. But this time I've got 2x plus 3 or 2x minus 3. I'm not sure yet. The next one, to get 2x squared, I need to get x here. That's the only time I'm going to get 2x squared if I've got an x. And I've got another number that I don't know if it's going to be positive or negative. So if I try minus 3, right? If I try minus 3, to get minus 3 here, I need positive 1. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So if I've got positive 1, I get 2x minus 3x, that is minus x, or I've got a plus x here. So that's not good. So the minus 1 here wouldn't work. So that is telling me, yeah, so that is telling me that this is going to be, so we've tried minus 1, we need to try plus 1. So which one did we try first? So we said 2x minus 3. So what if we try 2x plus 3 and a minus 1? So we get 3x minus 2x, which is my x in the middle. 3x minus 2x will give me plus x. So I've just done it in trial and error, basically, instead of going through the full MAM business. Because we could get it if we use MAM, but I can show you if you use MAM, it's going to be harder than, because this was telling me it's either 2x plus 3 or 2x minus 3. I've tried 2x minus 3, it didn't work. Then I tried 2x plus 3, but to get the minus 3, I need the minus 1, and I quickly check 3x minus 2x is 1x. That's how I did it. So if I was to use MAM, I would get, I'll show you here, I need two numbers that time together give me negative 6. And then when I add them, plus 1. So those two numbers needs to be 3 and 2. But to get plus 1, I need plus 3 times negative 2. So then you would replace the x with a 3x minus 2x. So you would rewrite 2x squared plus 3x minus 2x. So you can see how much longer it is. You will get there,
Yeah.
but it's just more
to do it.
brain gymnastic. Yeah, minus 3. And now you start factorizing.
Yeah.
And you'll be able to see that you've got the 2x times x minus 1 here.
Yep.
And the 3x, so you can factorize x minus 1, and then that would become just 2x plus 3.
X minus
Or you
3.
can just say x
Right, okay.
times 2x plus 3. The first term of your factorization minus 2x plus 3. So this is me just using MAM in a very long way, but at least to get the answer. And now this is just x minus 1 times 2x plus 3, or 2x plus 3 times x minus 1. Invisible 1 there. Okay, so you could have got it using MAM, but what we did is we use the answer from the top to help us figure out what was the number that we needed on this side. But at least you've got two ways. Okay, and then I'll let you do the other four. I don't think the other four are going to be as complicated as the last one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I preferred MAM. I just
Yeah.
I prefer the 2 times the -3. You know that you need two numbers that add together as well.
To get, yeah, but then you need to finish that off and just write 2x plus 3 times x minus 1.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you've got your answer now. And now you plug it at the bottom, and then you'll be able to factorize without any problem. Okay.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
A lot of work.
But like I said, you're not going to get anything harder than this, to be honest.
Right.
Why is this not moving? For some reason. Okay. So again, I've got, so I'll let you finish the other ones, and then we can quickly look at these starter questions. Multiply out the brackets and simplify. So have a go. You've got 3 questions. I'm going to pause the record. So first thing first, we use this distributive way of multiplying that term with every term within the brackets. So that's the first thing we do to get rid of the brackets. So y times y is
Y squared.
y squared plus 6y
minus 7y.
minus 7y. So then we've done the first part to get a first mark. Now the second mark is when we're going to simplify. So we've got to find a way to simplify here. What can we simplify? The like terms. 6y minus 7y.
7y is
So
y.
y squared minus 1y or minus y. And then if you had been asked to multiply out the brackets, then simplify, and then factorize at the end, you would find the common factor here, and that would be y times open bracket y minus 1, close bracket. Okay?
Was that a difference of, no, maybe a difference of 2 squares, would it?
No, it's just y minus 1 times y. Yeah. So you would just stop there.
As soon as I saw the squared, I was like, oh.
Yeah. It could have been if we had here instead of, yeah. You needed a y cube, for example. Y cube minus y, that would have been okay, because it'd be y times y squared minus 1, then y times y plus 1 time. Okay, so usually starter questions are not that difficult to get them started. The second one, I've got 49 and I've got 4x squared. Factorize. So
minus 2x bracket 7 plus 2x.
Yeah, so difference of 2 squares straight away. And remember to put the brackets, and that's us. So that was quite straightforward. Once you spot the difference of 2 squares, obviously. And the last one, we've been asked to write in scientific notation. So scientific notation means we need to rewrite this number with a number between 1 and 9. So if I move the decimal point one place and a second place, I get my 3 there. So my answer should be 3.41.
Times 10 to the power of 2.
And then you put 10 to the power. Remember, because it's less than 0, it's got to be a negative number.
Negative 2.
Negative 2, because you're going.
Yeah,
Ah.
because have a look. Remember when we did indices? 10 to the power negative 2 is the same as 1 10 to the power 2. Do you agree?
Yes.
And
Yeah.
what's 10 to the power 2? 10 times 10?
10 times 10. Yeah, 10. 100.
100.
So basically, it's 3.41 divided by 100. Obviously, if you divide by 100, you're just going to make 0.0341. Whereas if you tell me it's 10 to the power 2, you've just told me that this 0.0341, a small number, is equal to 3.41 times 100. There's no way 3.41 times 100 is equal to 0.0341. It's going to be equal to 341. Yeah?
Yeah.
So again, it's another way of quickly checking it. Okay.
Yep.
So let's have a look. The next part, we're going to add algebraic fractions. Let's see how we add them. We're learning how to add and subtract them using what we call equivalent fractions. That's the only way you can add or subtract fractions if they've got the same. Remember we said they need to have the same denominator. Yeah?
Mhm.
So if we've got a half plus a quarter, I need to make that half something divided by 4 by finding common multiple here. So you look for the lowest common multiple. So if I can make that to a 4, then that helps me because then I'll be able to add the two numerators. So how do I make it to a 4? I just time it by 2. So if you time the bottom by 2, to keep the same ratio, you need to time the top by 2. And you end up with 2 times 1, which is 2 over 4 plus 1 over 4. That is just 3 over 4. Yeah?
Yep.
So that's how we do it. And again, you can ask yourself, does that make sense? Yeah. Half of a pizza plus a quarter of a pizza gives you 3/4 of a pizza. So even if you are not too sure, you could just draw a circle and say, I've got a half and a quarter. So all that is 3/4.
Mhm.
And my answer makes sense here. Here I've got 3 over d plus 1 over d. I've got the same denominator. Then we just add 3 and 1.
Yeah.
That is just 3 plus 1, 4 over d. So if we are asked to add two fractions, this time they've got d as the common denominator, we can just add the numerators and that gives us 4 over d. So by LCM, it just means lowest common multiple.
Lowest common multiple.
Yeah. But we can see it straight away. They're exactly the same multiple.
This is going to be fun when thinking about just fractions in general.
With bigger, yeah. Once you can have letters, but let's walk our. We'll work our way through it. So this time, we can quickly use the kiss and smile.
Mm-hmm.
5 times 3 is 15, minus 4 times 2 is 8. 15 minus 8 divided by 4 times 5. Or you can say the common multiple here, the lowest one, is 20. So you just get the same thing. 15 over 20 minus 8 over 20, which just give us 7 over 20. So
Yeah.
if you don't want to think about what is the lowest common multiple, you just do cross and smile. The only disadvantage of always using cross and smile, you might have to simplify your fraction further. Whereas when you find the lowest common multiple, you don't need to simplify further. Okay. We'll check some examples. Now, the lowest common multiple here we had 4 times 5. Here it's just going to be p times m. That's what we do here. You just replace the numbers with some letters, but you time those two numbers. So that means to get the common multiple here, you're going to time p and m. And to get your kiss and smile, you do 3 times m, which is 3m, minus 1 times p, minus p. So 3m minus p divided by pm. So that's how you add. So they look difficult to start with, but if you've got a method, you just do 3 times m minus 1 times p, which is minus p, divided by the smile, p times m, pm. Okay. Any question with the cross and smile?
No, so far so good.
Getting there.
So this time we've got a 3 divided by x plus x divided by 4. Do you know how many times I see folks telling me, oh, I can simplify, I've got x and x, they go. Unfortunately, you can only do that if you had a time here. But because we add and subtract, again, you're going to have to use your kiss and smile with a 4x at the bottom. So 3 times 4 is 12, plus x times x, x squared, divided by 4x. But you'd be sorry?
Could you go further with that? Like bring the 12 in and...
Let's have a look. No, we're stuck.
No.
We don't have, it's a 1x squared and a 12. So you can't simplify 12 and 4 because remember, this is like the whole part of the numerator. It's a bit like if we had those brackets. Remember when we had the brackets? We just keep that as one unit, one entity. So whenever you're going to have plus and minus, this is the bit that we really need to watch, is you keep it as a group. We can only simplify if the bottom was the same, a 12 plus x squared, for example. Okay. Now we're going to make it a bit more complicated because instead of just x, this time we've got x minus 1 on one side and x plus 1. But look, we've got, if you do the cross and smile, the smile is going to be an x minus 1 times x plus 1. That creates a difference of 2 squares. X squared minus 1. Remember? Yep. So already we can see that our denominator is going to be a difference of 2 squared. At the top, because we do the cross, 3 times x plus 1.
3x plus 1.
3x plus 1.
Ooh. Remember, this is why I always ask people, if you get the habit of maybe putting, so this is where your brackets becomes really useful, because it's an entity that you treat as one group that you need to move times 3. So maybe it's not a bad habit to use the brackets, because it will stop you from doing what commonly, you know, we see being made as a mistake, is we do 3 times x, but we forgot to do 3 times 1. Yeah. Because it's 3 open bracket x plus 1. And that is 3x plus 3. Okay, so let's have a look. 3 times x plus 1 plus x times x minus 1 which give us 3x plus 3 plus x squared minus x. Yeah?
Yep.
X times x is x squared. X times minus 1 is minus x. Now we need to simplify this. We've got x squared on its own. We've got 3x minus x, that's 2x. And then we've got the 3 on its own. X squared plus 2x plus 3.
Yeah.
All right.
Because we simplified it.
Find it right. I was thinking that's true. We went to what we were talking about like earlier. I just started like thinking it was what do you call it, man? For a second, I was like thinking there, but obviously it's not.
The question you might ask yourself is, can I use MAM for the next bit here? But no, they've just asked us to basically here. There's no, even if you use plus 1, it's going to be 3 and 1, but 3 and 1 doesn't give me 2. You need to do 3 minus 1, for example, to get 2. But because it's all positive, you need to have 2 positives here. So you just leave it like that. Okay.
Okie doke. No worries.
So we've been doing adding fractions. Now we're going to subtract fraction using the exact same method. This is a G, not a 9, just in case. So this is 3 divided by G minus F divided by 5. So the lowest common multiple here is going to be 5G.
Yep.
Yep.
So 5 times 3 on one side, which is 15, minus F times G, which is FG, the whole lot divided by 5G. Because we've got a common denominator, it's 15 minus FG. And we're stuck. We can't simplify the 15 and the 5. The best way to do this actually is maybe if you were to work with this again, if you put the brackets, then you can see straight away you can't get this out to make it divide. But so many times I see people going out, oh, 15, 5, that's a 3.
Yeah.
But you can't do that. It breaks the fraction. Okay. And the next one, the lowest common multiple is going to be x times x plus 5. But at the top, we're going to have 3 times x plus 5 minus x. So the good thing here is they've even put you the brackets to start with. But they could have not put it. So if I were you and you start with this like this, I would just put the brackets so that I make sure I don't forget to bring them up. So 3 times x plus 5. And on the other side, minus 1 times x, which is just minus x. 3x plus 15 minus x. And now you can simplify 3x minus x.
2x plus
2x
15.
plus 15. And I would just add these so that.
I'm just going to start bracketing everything now these days. I'm sure.
Just so that if it's, because what happened is this group might be used to do something else after. And at least if you've got it in brackets, you know that if you're asked to time this by something else, you're going to have to time both.
See, for fractions like this, Adrian, would they just throw these in just as a, I don't know, a 1-2 markers? Would they just decide to?
No, this would be more than that, because you've got to find the common denominator, then you've got to here expand and simplify, so that'd be another mark, and then yeah, 2 or 3 marks, up to 3 marks. Sometimes I've seen it, depending on how complicated they are. But again, step by step, you should be getting there, as long as you've got a technique that you could use. Okay.
Cool.
So it's your turn now. What goes in the box? 2/3 plus a quarter. Cross and smile straight away.
So 11/12. Sorry if
everything.
I talk out loud. I talk out loud sometimes.
Yeah, I'm the exact same.
I just people in the recordings will be like, "What are they talking about?" Talking to themselves.
Recording. Yeah. So cross and smile. 3 times b plus 4 times b. We got 7b divided by b square. So yeah, we better write the steps because it's easy to miss that. We can then simplify it. So 7b divided by b times b, and then you can just simplify one of the b, and that's you. In its simplest form, 7 over b.
Yeah.
Last one, we've got x squared, because x times x, plus y squared, y times y, so we can't do anything with that, divided by xy. So the last one was even easier than the one before,
Yeah.
even if it looks bigger. Because the one before is easier to forget the 7b divided by b squared. Okay. So I'll put, like I said, the recording on YouTube and I'll send the links. Okay. So let's see next what goes in the box. So we've done adding. Now we're doing subtractions. So 7 times 1 is 7 minus 6. So that's 1 divided by 6 times 7.
13. 42.
Yeah. So it's 14 times 3. Okay.
Yep.
The next one, we've got 2c minus 3b divided by bc. Again, cross and smile. So you'll see that once you get the hack of it,
Yeah,
once
it's
you
getting
get
used to it.
yeah. AB minus CB divided by BD, or minus BC. It's up to you. Yeah, some teachers like to write them in the alphabetical order, but it's okay. You don't get a mark taken away because you've written CB instead of BC. Okay, those were quite okay. Now, for homework 2, I've got 7A question 2 and 7B question 1, 2, and 3. And that should get you to practice quite a few of those. And I'm going to help you with a couple of them to start with. And the rest will be just practicing adding and subtracting. It's through the practice that you'll become used to them. Page 53 and 55. So let's have a look. So I'm going to do maybe a couple. So 5 over x minus 2 over y. Those are the stuff that we just did in the box, really.
Yeah.
So we're going to try C and we're going to try G. Cross and smile, kiss and smile. So 3 times 3x.
9x.
9x.
Or 9x plus 8x. 12.
Plus 8x. Divided by 3x times 4x. That's 12x squared. 12x squared. So we've been asked to put them in its simplest form. We can factorize with x. So that's the bit that we need to remember, is factorizing with x. Oh, sorry, x times 17, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
9x plus 8x, that's 17x. And at the bottom, I've got x times 12x. I just put them that way so that you can just say, I can cancel these two. And that's you, 17 over 12x is your final answer.
Yeah.
17 being a prime number, nothing I can do. It just stays like that. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
For this one, I've got 2t square s. So 2t square s minus 2s square t divided by s square t times t. So s cube t cube.
Yep.
Now we're going to have to simplify because I've got simplest form. I'm going to factorize the top. I can get t out and s out. So that's 2ts times t minus s. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And at the bottom, I've got st or ts times t square s square. This is a time, right? So now I can simplify t and I can simplify s. And the final answer is just 2 t minus s with the brackets, obviously, divided by t square s square. And we just stop there. There's nothing else we can do because we can't factorize any further at the top. Okay? So just step by step, kiss and smile, factorize, simplify, and that's us. So basically, we're using more or less everything we've been doing. Okay? And when you've got 3 of them, deal with 2 first to get a fraction, and then deal with the other fraction afterwards. Much easier. So I'll let you do the rest. Again here, very much the same. We're going to do, let's try do this one. Cross and smile. So this give me 2 times 2x minus 2 minus 3 times x plus 1 divided by 3 times 2, which is just 6, yeah? 2 times 2x, 4x. 4x minus 3x.
So x.
1x, yeah? 2 times negative 2, negative 4. Negative 3 times plus 1, negative 3. Negative 4. -3, so -7. Remember, you're allowed to write the steps in between.
Right.
You know, 4x minus 4 minus 3x minus 3, and then group the likes.
Mm-hmm.
I've just skipped that step in between, but you can do that. Okay. And for the last one here, you would need to treat these two first. And once you've got them in kiss and smile way, then you do whatever you got with this one, kiss and smile again. Okay. So hopefully, if it's as easy as this, then that becomes much easier. Remember, you only kiss and smile if you've got different denominators. Because if I had here x minus 7 divided by 6, then you just do x minus 7 minus 2x minus 3 divided by 6. Once you've got a common denominator, there's no point doing that cross and smile. Okay? And let's see. Yeah, so we'll do one here. One which is probably a bit difficult. So let's try this one. I'll do H with you. So again, guys, cross and smile. If you even prefer, I would add brackets everywhere so that you know what you need to do. That's probably a wiser move. Put the brackets everywhere you've got them, and that way, you know you're not going to miss anything. So for this one, we're going to do s squared plus 1, which is our first one, time x plus 1, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
minus x plus 3
Times x.
time x minus 1.
That's just a lot of FOIL, isn't it, really?
Yeah, it's just expanding after. Remember we did that?
Yeah.
Expand, then simplify. So it's just that gymnastic of going through and making sure you don't miss anything. But if we didn't have the brackets to start with, it's so easy to miss something. And then at the bottom, you just do x plus 3 times x plus 1.
A squared plus 3.
And then you need to cancel
And
out.
then, yeah, you need to start now working away. So it's going to be x squared times x, that's x cubed,
Mm-hmm.
plus x squared, plus x plus 1. So this one is like x cubed plus x squared plus x plus 1. That's just those. Minus, so you open your bracket, x times x is x squared. X times minus 1 is minus x, plus 3x is 3 plus 3 minus x becomes plus 2x. Three times minus 1 is just minus 3. So the bit here, not to forget, is this minus in front of all this. Yeah. So now I've got x squared minus x squared. They will go. I've got x minus 2x, that will become minus x. And I've got plus 1 minus minus 3, which is plus 3. 1 and 3 will become 4. Yeah. So if we were to rewrite all this, we just said x cubed is x cubed, stay x cubed. Nothing we can do with that. We said x squared minus x squared, they will disappear. X minus 2x is minus x.
X.
1 minus minus 3 is 1 plus 3 is 4. Divided by x plus 3 . So we've expressed that as a single fraction times x plus 1. You don't need to expand the one at the bottom.
Right, okay.
Don't have to. It's just extra work that you don't get extra mark for it. You just look at the question. The question is telling me express each of the following as a single fraction. That's a single fraction. When you've got one bar, it's called a single fraction. Yeah?
Yep.
And that's us. Remember, you can't do mam with this because you've got an x cube.
Yeah.
So
You know, x just on the first line, the x cubed, and you started cancelling them out. Did you don't need to? Did you not put brackets around the x cubed and plus x
yeah,
plus 1?
So I didn't cancel x cube.
No, right, okay.
Yeah, so x cube stayed on its own because it was always x cubed there.
Yeah,
There's
sorry.
an x square.
I don't know why I didn't bracket. Maybe those.
Oh, those ones
Yeah.
at the front.
Yeah.
If you, I could have left. Yeah, I could have put a
Mhm.
bracket if you wanted to. It doesn't.
Yeah, no,
It doesn't do any harm. Doesn't do any harm. Yeah, I could have put the wee brackets there and there, but x cube minus, so x cube would have stayed x cube. Or here as well, I could put brackets if you want to.
Yeah.
But here you have to put the brackets because you time x plus 3 with x plus 1. Okay? So it looked a bit complicated, but once you break it down, you expand it and then you simplify, then
Yeah,
it's not too bad, yeah. But you're not going to get anything harder than this in Nat 5.
Right.
This is really
Okay.
getting right up to the, see, whenever you got a star question and the last one is pushing the A plus type mark.
Right, okay.
Yeah, so that's, yeah, same here, the last one here. Express each of the following. So you would just do x squared plus 3x minus 4 minus x squared minus x plus 12, and then you simplify. And then at the bottom, you need to time them. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I think we will take
that bottom one. Was that bottom one not mam? It could be mam.
So if you, yeah, you will need to try them because you get x squared minus x squared. So the x squared will disappear straight away. And then you would get 3x minus x, that's 2x. And then minus 4 plus 12, 2x plus 8. So you could probably do 2 times x plus 4. So maybe at the bottom here, you'll find an x plus 4. Yeah, for example.
Just like x 1
yeah,
times x.
for example, this one's going to be 3 times 4.
Yeah.
If you find x minus x plus 4 times x minus 3, so then you'll be able to cancel something out. Yeah. So try it. It's exercise and gymnastic and uses everything that we've learned so far. And then we can take a 5 minutes break because it's been a long one there. Okay. So these are your homework.
Yeah.
During the holidays or during the lockdown.
Can't wait. Can't wait. Not that I can do anything. Can't go out.
So we can take a 5 minutes break then.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh.